Hi guys, here's a little update on my Hacksaw cut up Blazer El Camino, S Camino, whatever you want to call that project. So where I'm at right now, and just so you know, that's like that because this thing will have rear mount radiators. So the radiator is going to be back here. This thing is going to have a bed cover, and it's also going to be sealed up with a back glass. Probably be able to use a factory type back glass in it once I figure that out. But it's going to have a radiator back here at the very back with the fans. It's going to have a wall somewhere around right here to the bed cover. And in the bed, it's going to have actual ducting. So when the air comes off of the roof, it gets sucked down, and it's going to be able to go straight down through there with some velocity, create good airflow through the radiator, and come out the back where vehicles normally have a low pressure area right here anyway. So this ought to really make this thing flow air very good to keep it nice and cool. As you can see, I've already got it cut out, getting ready to do the mini tubs on it. I stuck my wheels under there. These are some Kaiser wheels that I've had for a long time and never used, so now I finally have a chance to use it. So I'm going to use those. I've already fit my dash in here. Got my CAN base buttons for my Max ECU, and there will be another one on this side too. I've already cut it open. I've got this taped up for protection, but this is a Haltech 10-inch dash that I'll be using with my Max ECU. They have the feature built into it where it can pull all the stuff out of a Max ECU, and I really like this dash. Already got my radio unit mounted in. I'll have some more stuff on the dash. Got my engine set in here out of the Trans Am. All the suspension stuff is already done. It's got TRZ upper and lowers, TRZ billet spindle, strange brakes, some afterworks coilover shocks, 417 Motorsports K-member kit. This thing is actually going to be run off my compressed air supercharger setup, just like my other one. So that's going to be the power adder. I know the header things look like they're for turbo, but the way I'm going to have this is I'm using these. This is going to loop right around and go through there between the frame rails. I'll have some aluminum mufflers that Harm, I think it's the name, Harm is making for me right now. So I'll have, it'll start out stainless steel till it wraps under the engine. Then it'll be aluminum. It's going to come under the floor to about right here and go into the Harm aluminum custom mufflers that are going to be 3-inch in and 3.5-inch out. And then the exhaust is going to come out about right there. So that way be pretty much a full exhaust type deal where it's going to be, should be nice and quiet. Got a good old trusty street big block to come out of the Trans Am. I do have to repair it because the last time I ran the Trans Am, I hurt a head gasket, so I don't know the extent of that yet. I won't worry about that until it gets closer. But that's where it's at. By the end of this week, this weekend coming up, I should have it as a full roller. I'm waiting on my TRZ 9-inch chromoly housing to come in, my TRZ ladder bars to come in, and their diagonal link. So as soon as that rolls in, I'll get the rear end under there and the ladder bars. It shouldn't take any time at all to do the ladder bars. Ladder bars are so simple. All I got to do is weld the cross member under there where I want it at. The shock cross member back here. And there'll be some more bars off of the cage that will come over here and back to the structure here. So there will be some cage bars sitting on the floorboard here. I just didn't want to do them until I got the rear end and the ladder bars and stuff so I could see how everything sits. But it looks like everything's going to be fine. I thought I was going to have to maybe cut some of the floor out for the rear end, but I think it's going to be okay because this is about as low as I'm going to be able to get it anyway because of the factory frame rails underneath there. So it'll have the factory frame rails basically all the way to there. So that kind of limits how low you can go, but I think that's going to be fine. It doesn't need to be too low anyway, because if I'm going to mainly do no prep type stuff, I don't need it too low to the ground. But that's where she's at right now. Like I said, by the end of this weekend, it ought to be considerably more stuff done. I'm chipping away at all the little stuff. I know I got my S10 I should be working on, and it's looking up there all sad and wishing I was working on it, but the way my mind works is I'm gung-ho really hard on the project while I'm working on it until I finally get a little bit burnt out. And at that point, I wouldn't be doing anything. I would just be sitting around not wanting to do anything. But when I have two projects, I can bounce over to one and be motivated on it for a little while. So, you know, at some point, I'm going to be burnt out on this. And when that point comes, then I will bounce back over to the S10 and try to get it finished up. But as of right now, I don't know which one of these will technically be running first. It'll be whichever one I stay motivated on the hardest. And right now, I'm really motivated on this because I'm kind of motivated on this because it'll be something that I can get in and drive uptown and do more than just race with it. So I could get a little more enjoyment out of it. And kind of hoping maybe I'll be able to do some drag and drive type stuff. You know, those are popping up everywhere and they look like they'd be a whole lot of fun. So I'm really pushing this one to be really streetable, but really fast at the same time. I'll start out with one of my Turbo 400s in here, but I've got a 4L80 that I've got like 75% built. That's a really good unit. Eventually I'll put that in there. Another kind of neat thing is I'll have a paddle shifted transmission. So I've got a PCS system, so it's got a box, a billet box that'll mount probably back here somewhere that has a shifter cable that goes to the transmission, and then it's all servo controlled and programmable, so I'll be able to do all the shifting with paddles instead of a regular shifter, so that's going to be kind of neat. But anyway, that's where we're at right now, so when I get something worth looking at, I'll make another video and put it out there.